HMAI SHS 2013-25 dated 9th November 2013, wherein I have been invited to attend 12th State Homeopathic Seminar 2013, being organized by the Homeopathic Medical Association and Technology of India UP State Branch on 16th and 17th November 2013 at Ishan Institute of Management and Technology, Knowledge Park 2, Greater Noida, as guest of honor. I intended to attend the seminar, but due to some urgent official engagements, it may not be possible to attend the seminar. However, I convey my best wishes to you and all other members of organizing committee for success of the seminar. Let me come forward and say a few words.
Dr. Bakshi ji, Dr. Naik ji, Dr. Acharya ji, Dr. Ashwini ji, my friend Mr. Vikram Dutt ji, and other illustrious doctors sitting on the dais. And I'm delighted to know Dr. Khan is here, he is my friend. And Dr. Pankaj, he is my family. And all the delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I am truly honored to be here at this conference. It is a welcome break indeed, because in government what happens, I always narrate a small anecdote. I was telling Pankaj also. You know, Mullah Nasruddin one day in the morning set out at a very fast pace somewhere on a horse. The horse was going at a speed. Some villagers asked him, Mullah, where are you going? He said, you ask the horse, not me. So what happens in government is, you know, we get carried by the system. And this kind of a function, as Mr. Vikram Dutt was saying, I was truly wondering, I was in a quandary why I am here actually, because I am a bureaucrat and I am with doctors who are not my usual company. How do I fit in there? Of course, the immediate reason is Dr. Pankaj along with Dr. Ashwini invited me and I agreed. But as the function was nearing yesterday, I was thinking, what is my justification to be here? Then I realized I have a love and hate relationship with homeopathy. I have been a victim as well as a beneficiary. I still remember, you know, when I was a probationer, I bought that book. I think I hope the author is, I'm quoting rightly, Yudhvir Singh, some homeopathic remedies. And I really tried some remedies, it worked. So why homeopathy attracted me was it is so subtle, so discreet, and so effective in approach to the whole human being. And I have certainly met some remarkable people who practice it.
May I like to request Dr. Shyamal Mukherjee sir, please come on. Sir.
So welcome Dr. Shyamal Mukherjee. Mr. Vikram was saying homeopathy treats diseases, not symptoms. Maybe I think what I have learned is homeopathy treats persons and not diseases. And thanks to Khan. I remember when I first came to Delhi, I was going to Kotla Mubarakpur with Dr. Dhama. He was sitting in a corner and editing a lot of books. He gave me a lot of books, Margaret Taylor, Drug Pictures, Kant and Organon of Hahnemann, Nash. So I was reading to improve my English actually, because Margaret Taylor was such a literature, I mean, it was a delight to read. And of course everybody claims to be a homeopath. I was also a quack homeopath because I had good homeopathic friends. And then when I was working with the President of India, I met Pankaj's father, M.L. Agarwal. He was such a nice human being. We have all benefited from his treatment. And during one of those visits, he brought Dr. L.M. Khan, who was truly an inspiration, a well-read, thorough gentleman, and he had a mastery of the subject. But he was looking at the mental symptoms so easily, and he used to prescribe away from the disease. And I'm proud to say that we have benefited a lot from his treatment. But the person who kept me company all through is Dr. Pankaj. He has been my family. And when my hate phase started about homeopathy, there is a reason for it. I developed pancreatitis in 2005. And I was given whole of Materia Medica, to be very frank. But it alleviated, but I had trouble off and on. And my faith in homeopathy completely went off. But before I tell you this, I must thank one Dr. Sandhu. He is no more. He was also my family friend, and I truly remember him this day because I don't know what are his credentials, but as a friend, he was a real protagonist of homeopathy. And in 2007, I was diagnosed for blood cancer. At that time, I felt, what is the use? I have been taking homeopathy from 1980s. And if I get this disease, there is something wrong. What are the miasms they are talking about? Nothing worked for me. I had about 10,000 worth of medicine which I threw down the drain, to be very frank. And even when I was in the hospital with blood cancer, there are some homeopathic friends, they said, Frank, you take Arsalve or this or that. But my oncologist told me, you decide. Either you want to take homeopathy or allopathy. For me, my life was more important, and you get frightened by the allopathic doctors. They said your days are counted. So I went for chemotherapy. And really, I don't know, but I practice a lot of other things called, spirituality. I remember one doctor in Hawaii. His name was Stanley Hugh Len. You can read it in the internet. He practiced a system of spirituality. He was a clinical psychologist called Ho'oponopono. This is the system of medicine. There was a mental asylum. The inmates were very violent, and doctors were reluctant to join that hospital because there was so much violence, and the nurses had to go stealthily holding the wall, otherwise some inmate will jump in spite of being shackled. Attendance was thin, and there was no hope in that hospital. At that time, this clinical psychologist, Dr. Stanley Hugh Len, he was called. What he did was, he did nothing. He sat in his room, every day he came, he smiled at everybody and he went. Then people thought he is a little man, deaf in the head, what is he doing? People are suffering here. But day by day, situation started improving. The violent people became soft people. They started behaving properly. And in about 2 or 3 years, the hospital was closed. This case study, I really appeal to the young doctors, you must read this. It is very interesting, And what he did was, he sat there, he looked at their files, he said, I love you, please forgive me. I love you, please forgive me. So the system was based on whatever you see outside is based upon your inside. Anything you see inside, anything you see outside is the result of inside. So this insight I had when I had cancer. So one day I decided, you see, in a particular room, if you don't want certain things, what will you do? You throw out. And if you keep some things, it only means that they have some value for you, some sentiment for you. Otherwise, they are not there in your room. So I took it that my body is a room. I said, why am I keeping this cancer? What is the reason for this cancer? And somewhere maybe I have decided to have cancer. I took 100% responsibility. My dear friends, during my life, I have practiced this very diligently. Not that I am perfect at it, but this concept of 100% responsibility. If you have a bad boss, you are responsible. If you meet with an accident, you are responsible. Not as a blame, but as a cause in the matter. So I told the blood cancer, please get out of my house. I don't want you. It is something like this. If you post a letter to Bangalore from Delhi, it will take 3 days to reach. So I posted that thought. It took nearly 33 days for my cancer to be completely in remission. And I am standing before you today. You know? And the doctors were surprised. They said, Mr. Frank, you have not gone through the usual travails and tribulations of ill effects that usually patients go through. You know? And I silently blessed myself. I don't know, I really believe in God, and God has cured me, and all others are a particular media through which, you know, we interact and something happens. But the aftermath of my cancer life has been really, really more towards spirituality, not out of fright, not because grapes are covered, but it is a deliberate choice. There is a force waiting within us for appeal, no matter which system of medicine one practices. That is why the physician says, I treat and he cures. So I think this was another reason where I completely gave up homeopathy, I told you, because of cancer and pancreatitis. And then when I got promoted as Director General from Bangalore, I came here. But it was my passion, homeopathy. I used to meet a lot of homeopathic doctors, learn from them, and really somewhere along the line, the system can't be wrong. What would have happened, you know? Of course, always it is the practitioners who will be blamed, but something told me that I should revive my interest. So I duly rang up my friend Pankaj, who was as usual very generous. He came, and the reason was, I have developed 90% blockage in my right coronary. I said I am not going to go for any more tests, angiogram, this and that. I met one doctor called Bimal Chajjar, who is a non-invasive cardiologist. He did some natural angioplasty, and later it was also discovered you may be having a block, but the pain you are getting is certainly not because of your blockage. And true to his statement, when I walk and I get pain, I turn my arm like this, it disappears. So that gave me added confidence, and Dr. Pankaj is again revived my interest in homeopathy. Thank you, Dr. Pankaj. You know? And one thing I would like to tell you, homeopathy has a very bad listening, and the reason is, not only because of the press, I would pinpoint, having read something on internet and things like that, the homeopathic doctors themselves. Because they don't have a brief of propositions and justify that this is a system. You know, there is a certain level of inferiority among homeopathic doctors vis-a-vis the allopathic doctors. But I was reading the internet, they say homeopathy is nothing more than a placebo. It doesn't work, and homeopaths are cynically ripping off vulnerable people. Haven't we heard all these ridiculous statements? But what amazes me is, you know, with so much ease, the critics of homeopathy confidently declare that there is no evidence in homeopathy. Whether this declaration is made through simple ignorance or with deliberate intent to deceive would make an excellent topic for investigation. Since you are in the academics, I would urge you to do that. Either way, the assertion that there is no evidence for homeopathy is plainly and clearly wrong. You know, I was just going through a Swiss government report titled Homeopathy in Healthcare. It's very comprehensive, 300 pages. I couldn't read all.